Okay, so we're going to use that data set to demonstrate how to bring in flat file into SAS. Okay, and let's look at the file. Okay, we'll open it in Notepad. Okay, so you see that it has fixed width columns. Okay, so you have the ID going up to that, so which is 6 characters, and then the first name going all the way up to there, and then up to here is the last name, and then the job code, and then salary up to there, and category in the end. So now you need to know what exactly is the layout. Okay, it's not enough to just simply say up to here, up to here. You need to know exactly where it starts, column 1 through which column. Okay, so here is the layout of the data set. Okay, so we have column 1 through 6, and then 7 through 19, and then 20 through 34, 35 through 40, right? 41 through 52, and then 50, I messed up, 41 through 47, and then 48 through 50, right? So here is the field location, employee ID, first name, last name, job code, salary, and category. Okay. Start position, end position. Okay, we have to know that. Then only we will be able to bring the data in. And the next step is to come up with names for the fields. Okay. Again, remember the names for the fields can start with the rules you know already, right? Okay. So we make sure that case is not important. Okay, the same rules here like the data set name. Okay, once again, why are these not valid? So again, the same kind of thing. So you have space here. This one starts with a number, and there is special characters here. Okay. And finally, what is the type of the field? Okay. So you can have either character or numeric. Okay. So here are the examples of character. So what can be characters? These are the possible values of characters. So obviously anything that has letters, they are characters, right? But not necessarily only characters. So it could have numbers too, treated as characters, okay, and not as actual values, not numerical values. So like telephone number or zip code and things like that are numbers, but they're not really values in the mathematical sense, right? And then special characters can be that. So if it has a character like that, then this is not a number. It's not a numerical value. It is just a character value. That's it. And a combination of all of that. Now, numerical variables can have values like this. So it can have whole number like that, or it can be a number with a decimal point, a negative sign, or it can be a number like that. This is what? This is the number represented in scientific notation. So what is this number? Can anybody tell what it is? 3.1 times what?
10 to the 6. 10 to the 6.
10 to the 6, exactly. That E here should be thought of as 10 to the power.
310,000?
Or whatever. but that's what that represents, right? So again, here are what are the field types here? What is the field type for the first one, the employee ID? So that will be character or numeric? Character. That will be character. So first name, last name, code, all characters. What about salary?
Numeric.
Salary is numeric, and then of course job code category is character. Okay. So once you've determined all of these different aspects of the data, then we can go right in and start writing the code for bringing the data in. Okay. And once again, remember you have already created this libname.sas. Open that and run it. Okay, so that's the first thing. Okay, so the coding of the data step. Now that we have the plan to read the data, then we need to code the data step, and the data step has these things these are the things that we have to do. We have to specify the name of the new SAS data set. Okay. We're bringing in the raw data. Now you're going to have to save it somewhere as SAS data set. Okay. So you have to have a name for that, and the name will have two parts: the library name dot the data set name. If you omit the library name, then what will happen? What is the default library? Work, exactly. Yeah, work is the default library, right? So, all right. So identify the raw data file, describe the data fields, and then you read the data records, and so on. All right. So here is, you start with the data step name, and then you set up all the code, then you end with run. And each statement can span more than one line, right? So you have the data step at the beginning, run at the end. In between, you're going to have lots of statements. Okay, each statement will end with what?
Run.
Now each statement.
Or the semicolon?
That's right, semicolon is what it's going to end with. Okay, the step ends with run. Okay. Statement ends with semicolon. Okay, so here are the key words that you need. Okay, in file is the name of the file coming in, including the path. Okay, input is where you will specify the variable names, the field names. Okay. All right. So here is, you start with data, okay, and then give a name. Okay. Now where will this data set be saved? So when this is the SAS data set. Okay. Okay. Where will it be saved? Which library? Work library. Because we have not specified a library name there. Okay, remember, the name has two parts: library name dot data set name. If you omit the library name, then the default is work. Because we did not specify the library name, we just give one name. That's it. There is only one name there, right? So that means the library name is not specified, and therefore it's going to be saved in work library. All right. So what is the first thing? I already gave you the answer for this. So because we did not specify a library name, it's going to be saved in work. And then the next statement, the first statement is the beginning of the step, and it ends with the semicolon. In file, the name of the file. Of course, this is not going to work because this is going to go to the default path, so you need to specify the path. We'll come to that. And then, okay, here it is. Okay, so you have to have a path, complete path name here. Okay, so we're going to define in our libname.sas, we have this little already defined. So we'll be using just that one, path. Ampersand path will be replaced by the value of path. Okay, and then, so that's in file, that's the second statement. The third statement is input. So input ends here. Okay, so this is one statement. All of that is one statement. Okay, so after input, you specify each field name. Okay, three things you have to specify: field name, what is the type, numeric. Numeric means you don't have to specify anything. If it is character, then you have to say dollar. Dollar means it's a character field. Okay, and then you specify the start and end. Okay, so employee ID, for example, you've already done this part by examining the data set, so now you just code it. Each field name, if it is a character field, put a dollar and then start column, end column, on and on and on, and then a semicolon ends the statement. Okay. So the input style is column. All right. So that's what that is, and then you end the step with a run statement. Okay. That's it. After that, you run the code.